Most of us think about our bodies only when something goes wrong. A sudden pain, an ache that lingers, a strange sensation we can't quite place. That's when we think about our body. But when everything feels fine, the body becomes invisible. It's taken for granted. But the body is always speaking. In whispers, in nudges, in subtle shifts of energy. It tells us when we're pushing too hard, when we're neglecting ourselves, when you've drifted out of alignment with the deeper rhythm of life. So to be kind to your body is not just about health, it's about awareness, relationship, and listening. It's about honoring this vessel that holds your spirit, your memories, your breath, your presence in this strange and wondrous world. Today, on Wyrd Ways, we explore what it truly means to listen to the body and how kindness towards it opens the door to healing, clarity, and a more awakened way of being. This body, this vessel of flesh, bone, breath, memory, experience, it works tirelessly moment after moment to keep us alive. The heart beats even when we sleep. The lungs draw breath even when we forget to breathe deeply. The liver filters, the kidneys regulate, the nerves fire, the cells renew, but we're hardly aware of it. And yet we move through our days as if the body was an inconvenience, something to discipline, ignore, or complain about. I ask you to look at your body with a simple kindness, with a shift in awareness. The kind that wakes us up to the sacredness of being alive. Awareness is not passive. It's an active turning of attention back to ourselves. It is remembering that the body is not a machine. It's a living field of intelligence. It's responsive, sensitive, conscious in its own mysterious way. Science tells us that every organ has its own neural network. Every cell responds to emotion. Stress changes chemistry. Gratitude changes hormones. Thoughts alter physiology. Mysticism has said this, maybe in different languages. What it means is where the mind goes, the body follows. So the first thing we need to do is notice, to become aware. Notice what you eat. Eat with awareness. Notice how you breathe. Breathe with awareness. Notice what thoughts occupy your inner world. Notice the subtle message your body whispers long before it starts to scream to get your attention. I'm not talking about positive thinking in a superficial way. It's about recognizing that the body is not separate from the mind. The two are in constant conversation. When you speak harshly to yourself, your body, it contracts. When you speak kindly, it opens. When you hold a prayerful attitude, whether you call it faith, stillness, gratitude, or reverence, your nervous system shifts into healing mode. What you need is a holistic approach. Treat the body as part of the soul, not separate from it. Move it with love. Feed it with respect. Rest as though it deserves rest because it does. And look at every discomfort, not as an enemy, but as a message. Illness is not a punishment from life, it's a signal from life. Disease is not the absence of health. It's the body asking for attention, balance, and compassion. And when you need healing, look upon doctors as partners, not as saviors. Yes, modern medicine is incredible. Doctors save lives. But your doctor is not the healer. You are. You are the healer. The doctor, yes, diagnoses, treats, guides, supports. But it's your body that performs the miracle of recovery. When you look at your doctor as a partner and take responsibility for your health, you reclaim your agency. You become an active participant in your healing journey, not a passive recipient. This attitude alone of taking responsibility without fear transforms healing from a struggle into a collaboration. Respect your doctor and listen to him or her, but respect yourself too and listen to what your body is telling you. The inescapable truth is illness will come, aging will come, the body will change, weaken, tire, ache. This is part of the human tapestries we all walk through. We cannot escape illness, but we can escape neglect. We cannot stop every disease, but we can strengthen the soil so that the disease cannot grow. We cannot avoid all suffering, but we can choose how to meet it. When we live with awareness, when we cultivate positive, kind thoughts, when we honor the body as a sacred companion on our journey, the body responds. It heals, it recalibrates, it remembers its natural intelligence. Healing is not magic, it is participation. To be kind to your body is to remember that it is your closest friend, your constant companion. You live with it. The body is you. And when you treat it with reverence, something shifts. You stop fighting disease and start cultivating health. You stop fearing illness and learn to listen to it. You stop ignoring pain and you begin to decode it. And healing begins with awareness. Healing unfolds through partnership. Healing is sustained through love. And all healing, even the physical kind, begins in the unseen. When we become aware, truly aware of what's happening inside us, the body changes, the mind softens, the spirit uncurls, and the energy that animates the entire universe begins to move through us in ways we can feel but cannot explain. A simple headache can be a teacher. Instead of reaching for a pill, you pause, you ask yourself, am I dehydrated? Am I stressed out? Am I holding my breath? Am I carrying tension in my shoulders? The moment you notice, truly notice, the pain begins to shift. Awareness activates healing. Dr. Joe Dispenza explores this deeply in his book, You Are the Placebo. I urge you to read his book to understand this in detail. Now, many people abuse their bodies and blame life for the consequences. They eat without awareness, sleep without rhythm, flood their system with toxins, ignore every warning sign, and then curse fate when disease arrives. Others rely on experts. They go to a doctor and say, Doctor, fix me, but I won't change. That's not healing. That is outsourcing responsibility. Then there are those who carry negativity like a treasure. Anger, jealousy, resentment, bitterness. They poison their inner world and expect the outer world to remain healthy. But negativity changes hormones, it spikes inflammation, it weakens immunity, it accelerates aging. It is as harmful as smoking, drinking, or bad diet. The body cannot survive a lifetime of inner warfare. And we often wonder why those who sow hatred and suffering, warmongers, architects of oppression, leaders who cause death and destruction, tyrants and souls consumed by cruelty, how do they seem to live long and comfortable lives? The universe does not measure life by its length. Longevity without love is not a blessing. It's an extended exile within the walls of one's own unhealed soul. History reminds us that true impact has never depended on time. Yeshua walked this earth for barely 33 years, yet his presence reshaped human consciousness. Mystics, saints, prophets, and visionaries. Rumi, Teresa of Avila, Ramana Maharshi did not seek more years, they sought depth. Meanwhile, empires raised by long-lived conquerors have crumbled into dust, their names remembered not with reverence but as warnings. A short life lived in alignment with the divine pulse of existence becomes eternal. A long life lived in spiritual darkness stretches like a shadow, wide but without substance. Now there are times when the body faces illness that do not reverse, cancers that return, diseases that slowly weaken function, conditions that no medicine can undo. In such moments, healing transforms into something deeper. To live with a chronic or terminal illness is to stand face to face with mortality. It is waking each day knowing time is limited, yet choosing to live anyway. It is accepting that the body is fragile, but the soul is not. It is releasing the fear of death and embracing the beauty of each remaining moment. Even when cure is impossible, peace is possible, meaning is possible, love is possible, and that too is healing. The healing of the spirit, the completion of a soul circle, the courage to walk towards the great transition without fear. This acceptance does not mean giving up. It means understanding that even when cure is impossible, inner peace is possible, meaning is still possible, connection is still possible, love is still possible. Healing does not begin with medicine. It begins when you show your body kindness, when you listen, when you breathe, when you speak gently, when you choose peace over chaos, when you take responsibility for your inner and outer life. The moment awareness becomes your practice, the body awakens its ancient intelligence. Healing begins, wholeness returns, and life reveals itself as a sacred journey it has always been. It starts now, with one breath, one moment, one act of kindness to the body you call home. I'll leave you now with a healing invocation. Listen. Thank you. May my thoughts be gentle, my breath be steady, my body be honored, my emotions be understood, my spirit be fearless. May I walk my days with awareness, listen to the wisdom of my body, and meet both life and death with calmness, courage, and compassion. May peace and healing flow through me today and forever.